Students, today we will be studying about the communication and computer network from that subject, Unit 1 Radio Communication. It is for electrical and electronic students of 6th SEM Diploma. So myself, Chetan Shankar Patil, will start off this session. First, we will see about what is communication. So communication is nothing but it is the process of establishing connection between a link, that is between 2 points, so that the information can be transferred from one person to another. Then next one, various forms of communications. There are two forms, line communication and wireless or radio communication. First one, that is line communication. So line communication, what it will be, we are using their conductors, pair of conductors, to transfer our data from one point to another. Okay, so here the transmission medium will be a conductor. The next is wireless or radio communication. So here the message whatever has to be transmitted is transmitted through open space by electromagnetic waves, that is called as the radio waves. Then next one, what we will be studying about, what is this information, message or data. So information is nothing but it refers to text, numbers, pictures, sound, or any combination of this which is not electrical. Hence, whenever we are transmitting this, at the input side there will be a transducer which will be used for converting this into the electrical signals. The next we will be studying about what is this basic elements of communication system. So here the basic elements of communication system are transmitter, communication channel and receiver. So to the transmitter, what data will be given, that is your this audio, video, computer data, these all things will be given to the transmitter. So here there will be a transducer at the transmitter end. So that transducer can be like a microphone. That way it will be converting all these things into your voice signal into the electrical signal. Then that is the work of the transmitter. Then next it will be given to the communication channel after converting it. So after converting, it will be given to the communication channel. Communication channel, as I told you, it can be line communication or wireless communication. Means this channel will transmit your data from one point to another point. So next, here the communication channel, it can be pair of wires, point to point communication. The next, optical fiber cable, or it will be a wireless through radio waves. Then next, after sending it through the communication channel, it will be received by the receiver. So receiver, what it will do, it will collect electronic components. It is the collection of electronic components and circuit. It accepts transmitted messages from communication channel and converts it back into the form of understandable by human. For example, at the receiver output, what it will be nothing but like a earphone or a speaker, so that through that the human beings can get the whatever the input is given, that same input it will be given at the output. Then next, you can see over there is a noise which will be affecting in the communication channel. So during the transmission from one point to another, there can be a noise. So noise is nothing but it is unwanted and unprecedented electrical signals which will affect our message and it may damage our messages. Okay. Then to remove the noise, we will be using some filters that we will be studying later. Then next one, what we will be studying, that is types of signals. As you can see, there are two types of signals, analog signals and digital signals. So here in analog signal, it is continuous. The signal is in continuous. It will vary continuously. For example, it might be voltage or current, and it will be varying continuously with respect to time, as you can see in the diagram. The next one is digital signal. So digital signal is what? It is discrete signal, and these discrete signals are nothing but in the form of pulses, and they will be either, it will be the value, only two values, it will be either 0 or 1. Okay. The next one, what is this baseband signal? So baseband signal is nothing but it is the original information. Whatever the original signal, that is voice, your video or digital signal which we are transmitting, that is called as the baseband signal. Okay, so the original signal, voice, video or digital signal, transmitting them directly into the medium without any modulation, that is called as baseband transmission. Okay, so that will be your baseband transmission. The next, what it is, types of electronic communication. There are two types. One is one-way communication. It is called as simplex. You can see in the diagram, that is one way means you can see the arrow mark pointing towards only in one direction. Means if I am transmitting from the transmitter, it will go to the receiver. From the receiver and again it will not come to the transmitter. Means it will be going only in one direction. One-way communication it is called as. Okay. The next one, in this one-way communication, for example, it is radio and TV transmitter. Means radio signals, it will be one way. We can hear it when it will be transmitted, but we cannot send back to the radio station like that. The next one, two-way communication, it is called as duplex. In duplex there are two types, full duplex and half duplex. In full duplex, first one, half duplex we will be saying. In half duplex, what it will be, there in half duplex only one party can transmit at a time. Means like your this thing, what it is, your walkie talkie. Means once if we speak, the other end will be hearing it. After finishing that, then the other end can send it. So one person at a time can transmit its message. The next one, as seen in the diagram, you can see the next one is full duplex. Full duplex means what, both the parties can communicate at the same time. Means both the parties will be sending the message at the same time. Like for example, your mobile communication, whoever is calling and who is receiving, both can talk at the same time, like that. The next one is what you will be studying about, amplitude. What is this? Some definitions. Amplitude. So amplitude, what it is, it is the maximum value of an alternating quantity. So it can be either in positive direction or negative direction. You can see over there plus Vm and minus Vm. So that will be your amplitude. Okay, that is maximum value. The next one, what is this frequency? So to understand this frequency, first of all, we need to know what is first cycle. So cycle is what, one positive and one negative half cycle. Okay, so the next, what is this frequency? The number of cycles occurring per second. So per second, how many cycles, that is positive, negative, will be passing, that is called as the frequency. Then time period is the time taken for completion of one cycle. So time period is nothing but one cycle, means one positive, one negative, that is time period. Then next, we will be seeing about phase. So phase is what? It is a relative displacement between or among AC waveform having same frequency. The next, information or baseband signal. It is the intelligence or information content signal. So that is the original signal. The next one, carrier. Carrier is what? A carrier is a signal higher in frequency than modulating signal or information signal. It is usually a sine wave. The next one, modulation. Modulation is what? It is the process of changing some characteristics of the signal. So we cannot send the original signal as it is. So we have to little bit change it. So to changing it, what we will do, carrier signal and your original signal will be mixing up and then we'll be sending. That is called as the modulation. Why? Because we can even for reducing the height of the antenna, and even the we can use smaller antennas by doing the modulations. Okay. The next one, what it is, types of modulations we will be seeing. So in types of modulation, there are two types, continuous wave or pulse modulation. In continuous wave or analog modulation, there are two types again, analog modulation and angle modulation. In angle modulation, again there are two types, frequency modulation and phase modulation, as shown in the diagram. Okay. Then next, we will be studying about first one, amplitude modulation. So in amplitude modulation, what we will be doing, in which we will be changing only the amplitude of the carrier signal. Okay, in this only the amplitude will be changed and frequency and phase will be constant in this. You can see over there diagram. First we will be giving the carrier and modulating signal. When both are combined, only the what we are doing here, only we are changing the amplitude. The frequency and phase is constant, you can see as in the diagram. Okay, as shown in the diagram. Then next one is frequency modulation. So here it is the process in which frequency of the carrier signal is made to vary. Here the frequency will be varying, but what will be constant? Amplitude of the carrier will be constant in this. As you can see in the diagram, now what we are doing, we are first mixing up the baseband and the carrier signal, and here you can see only the frequency we are varying in this, okay, as shown in the diagram. The next one, phase modulation. Phase modulation, what it is? Phase modulation, in phase modulation only what we are doing, we are changing only the phase of the signal, okay, phase of the carrier signal, but we are keeping the amplitude of the carrier signal is constant, okay. So you can see in this diagram, whenever there is a change, that is from positive to negative at the 0 point, it has been marked there, what we are changing the phase, means when it was going to positive, suddenly from 0 only again it is coming from negative, it will start and go to the positive, like that it will go on continue till the next change. Again here you can see it is coming to negative, there is 0, from 0 again it has changed, it is changing the phase only, okay. So this is your phase modulation. Then next one, what is your bandwidth? So bandwidth is nothing but what it is? It is the transmission capacity. For example, nowadays you might have seen that only for some time, that is in morning or in late night, you are getting a good internet signals, that is speed of the internet and all, you are getting good. Why? Because the bandwidth, so whatever is there, it will be same, means they have kept the bandwidth same. For example, 1 GB, it is the bandwidth, speed 1 Mbps is your speed, okay, for example. But what is happening, previously only 10 members were using, now they are using 100 members are using the same speed. So what, that speed will be getting divided and you are getting what, low speed internet signal. So that is the bandwidth. So if the more number of users, if they are increased, the bandwidth has to be also increased, then only you will get speed, otherwise you will not get speed. So whenever the people are not using more internet, that time you are getting the speed, like that it is. So that is bandwidth. Then next one, what we will be studying about is diode amplitude modulator. So in diode amplitude modulator, as I told you, mixing of the signal that we will be doing for transmission purpose. So here diode amplitude modulator is there. So in this, what are the parts? So there are mainly the resistive mixing network, diode rectifier and LC tuned circuit is there, okay. So this resistive network, the resistor network, what it consists of, 3 resistors you can see, R1, R2 and R3. So the modulating signal is applied to resistor R1, then the carrier signal is applied to the resistor R2, as you can see in the diagram. Then next, these both signals are linearly mixed, okay, they are linearly mixed, they are algebraically added, okay. The sum of the modulating signal, carrier signal, is obtained at point O. You can see there O mark, there you will be getting the mixed signal, okay. Then next, then there is a diode detector. So this diode detector, what it will do, the mixed or some signal is applied to the input of the diode rectifier circuit. During the positive half cycle, what will happen, the diode will be working. Next diagram you can see here, diode current you can see there. During the positive half cycle, only the diode will be working, so only positive signals you are getting there, okay. The negative signals you are not getting, as in the waveforms you can see, okay, that it is. Then next, what will happen, we are giving it to the LC tuned circuit. That LC tuned circuit is nothing but what is your filter, okay. Tuned circuit is made up of what, inductor and capacitor. So this LC tuned circuit will produce resonant frequency F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root of LC. By using that formula, it will be generating the signal. So you will be getting that AM output across tuned circuit. That is the, you can see at the in the diagram. So like this, we will be generating what, your signal, modulated signal, okay. The next one, we will be seeing about demodulation. So modulation will take place at what, at the transmitter end. means your signal whatever you want to transmit, you will mix up and send it through the transmission line. Then you want back the original signal at the receiver end. So how you will get the original signal at the receiver end? By demodulating it. So demodulating, what it is? The process of extracting or recovering original signal, okay, at the receiver from the modulating signal. That work is done over here. So here we are using AM diode detector. Okay, so what all it consists of? It consists of parallel tuned circuit, as you can see in the diagram. Then next, diode rectifier, and last we will be using a filter. Okay, so here what it will be done? First, the parallel tuned circuit, that is made up of L and C. You can see over there, capacitor is there and inductors are there. Okay, so this the desired frequency of AM signal from transmitting. The input AM is coupled through the transformer. Then the signal is applied to what? That diode. Diode is nothing but only one diode is there, so it is a half wave rectifier. So only half wave rectifier is there. So this half wave rectifier, here you are using the half wave rectifier. So what it will happen? The input, then the signal is applied to the half wave circuit. The diode, it will forward bias only in positive. In negative it will not forward bias, means it will not conduct. So you will be getting only positive waves. Afterward it will be given to the what? To a filter, that is C is there, no, capacitor. Okay, so to that it will be given. So here you will be getting the capacitor filter. It will act as a capacitor. C1 provides a low impedance for carrier frequency, and at last you will be getting your original signal, okay, demodulated signal. The next one what we will be studying about is radio transmitter. So this radio transmitter, what it will do? It is an electronic circuit which accepts the information signal to be transmitted and converts it into an RF signal. So radio transmitter, what it will do? It will accept the signal whatever has to be transmitted, and that signal it will be converting into the RF signal, so that this signal will be capable of being transmitted over a longer distance. Then functions of a transmitter. So what are the functions of the transmitter? First one, it will generation of the carrier. It will generate the carrier signal. Then next, modulation. Modulation means mixing of the signal. Then next, amplification means it will amplify the signal so that it can cover the desired distance. Then next, impedance matching. It is? It must provide circuit that match impedance of the power amplifier through the antenna. Then next, what we will be studying, that is the functions of the transmitter we have studied now. Then next we will be studying about FM transmitter using indirect FM with phase modulator. So what all are there in this? Means this is a frequency modulation transmitter. So you might have heard, no, FM radio and all, those are nothing but FM transmitter. That only we are studying over here. First, what will be there? There will be a crystal oscillator. Crystal oscillator, what it is? It will generate a carrier signal. Then next, what is there? A buffer amplifier is there. The buffer amplifier is used to isolate it from the remaining part. The next one, what it is there? Here down you can see in the diagram, microphone. Through the microphone, whatever the voice signal has to be transmitted is given to the microphone, and it will generate a equivalent electrical signal, that microphone. Then next, audio amplifier is there. So output of the microphone will be small. So we require a good output, that is an amplified one. To amplify it, audio amplifier is there. Then next, speech processing unit is there. So what it will do? It will be consisting of a filter, amplitude control circuit. In filtering circuit, voice frequency is transmitted at control level, okay, to minimize frequency range, reduce bandwidth. Then next one, phase modulator is there. Phase modulator, what it will be? We are using phase modulator. So here phase modulator is being used. The carrier signal at the output of the buffer amplifier modulating signal is obtained at the output. Means phase modulator, what it will do? The carrier signal and your modulating signal as shown in the diagram, both it will mix up. That is the phase modulator it will do. So phase modulation it will do. The next one, frequency multipliers. So this frequency multipliers, what it will do, the output of modulator is connected to one or more frequency multipliers, which increases the carrier frequency to desired output frequency. So this FM will be transmitted at VHF, very high frequency, or ultra high frequency range. So to do that, this frequency multiplier is used. The next one, what is there? Driver amplifier will be there. Okay, you can see in the diagram, a class C driver amplifier is used to increase power levels sufficiently. So the FM signal, that whatever it is, that can be transmitted through the antenna by increasing this capacity of the signal by amplifying it. Okay, so that the signal will be amplified and it could be transmitted through your antenna. Then the after amplification, it will be given to the antenna will transfer it into the space. Okay, so everybody can receive it. Then next, what it is there? Receiver. So this, whatever we have studied, that was transmitter. That will transmit the signal into the your space. After we want to receive that signal, right? To receive that signal, what we want? A receiver. Receiver, for example, you have a radio. So radio is nothing but your receiver to receive the signals. Okay, so here what it is, the primary requirement of receivers, what are those? So here two primary requirements are there: selectivity and sensitivity. Selectivity means what? We want to select the signal. So in radio there will be a tuner, no? That tuner, what it will do, where whichever the range 92.92 frequency that you want, so you will tune to that frequency, FM, like that. Okay, to select the frequency and reject other frequencies. Then next one, sensitivity. Sensitivity, what it is? Sensitivity of the receiver refers to receiver's ability to pick up weak signal. So there might be some weak signals also at some point. So that also signals it has to pick up. So that is sensitivity. The next one, functions of the receiver. What the receiver will do. So what all it will do? First, it will receive the incoming modulating signal by antenna. Then next, select the desired signal and rejects unwanted signal. Then next, what it will do? Amplify weak signal. Then next, detect or demodulate the modulated signal and given to the modulated signal. Then next, we will be studying about what? Super heterodyne receiver, one of the receivers which will receive the signals. So as you can see, first what it is there? There is an antenna. That antenna, what it will be doing? It will be given to the RF amplifier. The antenna will pick up the weak radio signal and it will give to the RF amplifier. Then next, the RF amplifier will amplify the RF signal. Produces, what it will produce? Sufficient gain and selectivity. Okay, then the output of the RF amplifier, where it is given, you can see over there, it will be applied to frequency converter. Okay, so the next, the frequency conversion is done by what? There is a mixer. Okay, mixer circuit. The function performed by the mixer is called heterodyning. Then next, the output of the RF amplifier, that is RF signal of the frequency Fs, is applied to the input of the mixer. The mixer also receives signal from the local oscillator. It will also get from the local oscillator. So both will be combined, mixed, and then the output of the mixer will be input signal. That is, it will be input signal Fs, the yellow signal F0, and the sum of Fs plus F0, and difference signal F0 minus Fs. Then this, usually a tuned circuit at output of the mixer selects the difference frequency. So that frequency is known as IF. Okay, intermediate frequency it is. So that IF signal is lower than the input signal frequency. So what you will do? You will amplify it. So amplifiers are there, IF amplifiers. Then next, the output of the mixer IF signal is amplified by one more IF amplifier. Then highly amplified IF signal is finally applied to the demodulator. After amplifying, then it will be given to the demodulator. The output of the detects is fed to the audio amplifier to achieve sufficient voltage and power gain. The output of the audio amplifier is fed to the, where it is fed? After amplifying, it will be fed to the what? Your speaker. So speaker will generate your what the human recognizable language. Okay, so that in this way what your receiver will operate. Okay, then next we will be studying about multiplexing. So multiplexing, what it is? Multiplexing is nothing but more inputs it will combine and it will be given only one output. So here what it will do, multiplexer combines all the input signals into one signal. Okay, so here it is the process of transmitting two or more individual signals simultaneously over single communication channel. So previously what was happening, each signal would be transferred through one separate lines. So the numbers of users, if they got increased, so what was happening, that many wires should be there, so it will consume more amount of space. So that's why, to reduce that and transmit through one single wire, this multiplexing has come into the effect. Okay, so what the multiplexing will do, all the signals it will take, combine it and transmit through a single communication channel. Then there will be at the receiver end, there will be a demultiplexer. What it will do, it will take that single communication channel, that is single, and it will separate into all the different signals what has been obtained from the input. Okay, as you can see in the diagram. Okay, mux and demux. The next one we will be studying about frequency division multiplexing. So here what it will be done, in frequency division multiplexing, multiple signals to be transmitted are assigned different frequency with common bandwidth. So there will be different frequencies will be assigned. Those all frequencies will be given to, as you can see, to the linear mixer or summer. Okay, the input signals, what they will be done, they are applied to the modulator circuit along with different carrier frequency. Modulated output is obtained. The modulator output, what it will be done, it will be added in a mixer or summer to form a single composite signal. This signal is then used to modulate a radio transmitter, and it may be transmitted over a single communication channel through a antenna. Okay, so as seen in the diagram. So first, what different signals, they will be modulated. After modulating, they will be given to your mixer. Then after a mixer, it will sum up and it will give to the transmitter. That transmitter will amplify and all, and it will be given to the antenna. Antenna will send the signal. Okay, so like that it will be working. Then next, at the receiver end, so frequency division multiplexer receiver, what it will do, the antenna will receive the frequency division multiplex signal from the transmitter. Then it will be given to the receiver. After given to the receiving end, through receiving antenna, the signals are picked up and applied to the demodulator to get composite signal. Okay, this signal is applied to a group of band pass filters, each having a separate carrier frequency. So each filter passes only its channel, means there are different filters are there, whichever signal it has been mixed, no, they will be separated by that thing. Okay, and you will get the original signal. The next one, what it is, TDM. So in time division multiplexing, what it will be, it will here also multiple signals are transmitted in different time slots. Their frequency was divided. Here time, the time slots, it will be made, the time, whole time will be divided into slots, and in that slots the signals will be transmitted, different signals. Okay, so once all the signals has been transmitted, the cycle repeats again and again. Each cycle is called a frame over here. Okay, then next, that communication channel was there, no? So how it will be transmitted? So in that communication channel, by using the wired communication, there are different types of transmission lines. Those are coaxial cable, balance line, and twisted pair cable. Here we will be studying about the coaxial cable. So here what all it will be consisting of? It will be consisting of solid center copper. You can see in the diagram, solid copper center conductor is there. Then next, surrounded by a what? Teflon or plastic insulation. Okay, then next, Over the insulator is a second conductor. You can see that mesh type thing, fine wire braided shield, that is nothing but your what, second conductor. Then next, on top of that, outer plastic sheet will be there for protection purpose. Okay, as seen in the diagram. Okay, coaxial cable is unbalanced line since current in the center conductor is referred to the braid which is connected to the ground. So the braided thing, fine wire braided shield, that will be connected to the ground. Okay, coaxial cable is also called as coax, come in variety of sizes. It will be coming under variety of sizes, that is 1/4 inch to several inches in diameter. Okay, then next one, what we will be studying about is standing wave ratio. So what is this standing wave ratio? It is the ratio of maximum current to minimum current along the line, or it is the ratio of maximum voltage to minimum voltage. These ratios are referred to as standing wave ratios, as I have given, see their ratios, that is Vmax divided by Vmin or Imax divided by Imin. Okay, the next, radio wave propagation we will be seeing. So what is this radio wave propagation? So how the radio waves are transmitted in different ways, that we will be seeing. So there are three types of propagation. So which are those? Ground wave propagation. Ground wave propagation is nothing but your surface wave propagation. The next, sky wave propagation. Sky wave propagation, it will come under the ionosphere or high frequency propagation. The next, space wave propagation, direct wave or line of sight propagation it is called. So first one we will be seeing about now, ground wave propagation. So ground wave propagation is what? Here it is called as the ground wave or surface wave propagation, that it will leave the antenna, remains close to the earth. It will surface, means the earth, it will be very close to the earth. The ground wave will actually follow the curvature. As the earth curvature is there, it will follow that thing. Okay, so that is nothing but your ground wave propagation. So here ground wave propagation is strongest at low and medium frequency, that is from 30 kilohertz to 30 megahertz range. The signals can also propagate for 100 to some thousands of miles. At frequency above 3 megahertz, the radio signals are attenuated by the earth. Hence, ground wave propagation is strongest at low frequency and medium frequency, because after 3 megahertz, they will be you will not get that radio frequency, they will be attenuated. Okay, the next, amplitude modulation broadcast signals are propagated by ground waves. So AM, that will be done by the ground waves, AM signals which we will be using. Okay, the next one is sky wave propagation we will be studying. So sky wave propagation, what it is? A sky wave signal is one that it will be radiated by the antenna into the upper atmosphere. That at upper atmosphere, then it will be reflected back to the earth. First, the antenna will radiate to the upper atmosphere. Okay, till ionosphere. That ionosphere, from ionosphere, it will be again what? Reflected back to the earth. This bending of the signal is caused by a region in the upper atmosphere known as the ionosphere. Okay, so ionosphere, where it is situated? 30 miles to 250 miles above the earth it is situated. Okay, so there are three layers, as you can see in the diagram: D layer, E layer and F layer. So here in D and E layer, weakly ionized regions are there. Okay, they tend to absorb the radio signal over in D and E layer. The next, in F layer, is divided into two sub layers, F1 and F2, and they are highly ionized. They exist both during day and night hours and are close to the sun. Main effect of F layer is to cause bending of the radio signal. So F layer, what it will do, main effect will be, it will bend the signals, okay, and send it back towards the earth. So you can see in the diagram. Okay, when the angles of the incidence is large with respect to the earth, radio signals are bent slightly and pass on through the ionosphere and are lost in the space. If the angle of incidence is smaller, what will happen? The radio waves will actually be bent and sent back to the earth. So what it will be, the if the bent slightly, that is when the angle of incidence is large, then it will be lost. If the angle of incidence is small, then it will be correct and you will get the signal. Okay, so it is more effective, where it is more effective in the frequency range 3 to 30 megahertz, and the result is it permits long distance communication. So by this, long distance communication is done. Okay, the next one we will be seeing about the space wave propagation. So here in space wave propagation, the radio signals travel in a straight line directly from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna. So what it will be doing, it will be traveling in the straight line. So you can see here two antennas are there, it will be traveling in the straight line from the transmitter antenna to the receiving antenna. Okay, if anything comes in between these two antennas, for example, there are this is the example for your mobile towers. So mobile towers are there, for example two towers, after some distance the signal will be weak, so one more tower will be placed. Okay, placed. So if in these two towers, if suddenly one building is built up and it is higher than that tower, so what will happen, it will be an obstacle and again the signal will be lost in this. Okay, so this is nothing but what, here it will be in the straight line directly from the transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna. So the line of sight communication is important at what, it will be using UHF and VHF and microwave range, that is 30 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. Understood this thing? Okay, so by this we are completing the first chapter. Thank you.